What is up YouTube, this is Zane from Team Judgment, and today I will be showcasing my Yosenju deck for the April 2015 format. I am missing a couple of cards here and there, but I'll try and get to that in a minute. So yeah, let's get straight in. I'm going to try and keep this video short because I haven't got that much storage left on my phone. Start off with 3 copies of Yosenju Camo 1, 3 copies of Yosenju Camo 2, and then obviously the 3 copies of Yosenju Camo 3. This is more or less staple in the deck. This is the core body of your monsters. You need these to get your plays going. You search them out via Tenki. They're your main monsters of the deck. So 3 Camo 1, 3 Camo 2, and keep 3 Camo 3. Pretty straightforward. If you don't know what they do, just look them up. Effects are quite simple, but yeah, they have nice combos. Combo off well with each other. So that is 9 Yosenju monsters. And then I should be running 3 copies of Yosenju Sujik. However, I only have 1, so I'm actually running 1 Sujik and 2 copies of Shinchu L. Sujik is definitely a better card. It's got a built-in honest effect, which is nice. But Shinchu L is just an added level of defense, but you don't really need that defense because you're running a lot of traps in this deck. So I prefer to run 3 Sujik. So if you have 3 Sujik, which I'm pretty sure most of you will, just run 3 Sujik instead of the 2 Shinchu L. So yeah, that is it for the Yosenju monsters. And the last monster I'm running is 1 copy of Thunder King, just because Necros are a thing, and if you can stop them from searching, it's really good, and also it works well against 10 Knights and Shadows to a degree. So that is it for the monsters. On to the spells. I'm running 3 copies of Fire Formation Tenki. This is pretty straightforward. It searches out all of your monsters except for Thunder King, so 3 Tenki staple. And then 3 copies of Pot of Duality. You don't do a lot of special summoning. Yosenjus, what they do is they get an extra normal summon, an additional normal summon, not a special summon. So Pot of Duality is live like most of the time, and it doesn't hurt you too much. So that is it for the 3 ofs. So yeah, let's put that to the side. I will be running Upstart, however I just can't find the space for Upstart because there are quite a few things I want to run in this deck. So the 3 Duality definitely does help with consistency, but I've got the Upstarts. I just can't find space for them in the deck. So yeah, 2 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon because Cliff Force is still a thing, and MST is just a good card overall. It's 2 MST, and then for the 1-ofs, I'm running 1 copy of Dark Hole. I'm not running 2 because I feel 2 would just be overkill, but 1's fine because you don't actually have monsters on your field. All of your Yosenju monsters return to your hand by their own effects, so having Dark Hole just is basically another form of Raigeki because you're not really destroying any of your own monsters, which is nice. So yeah, Dark Hole in this deck is good. I might consider bumping it up to 2, however I feel that 2 is a bit too cloggy because against Burning Abyss and Shadows, it's actually a pretty bad card, and I usually end up siding it out. Same thing with Raigeki. Against Burning Abyss and Shadows, it's really bad, but against Necros, Cliff Forts, Telenites, it's actually really good. So Dark Hole and Raigeki are in here. And then the last spell we run is 1 copy of Book of Moon. So yeah, that's the last spell. So that is it for the spells. On to the traps. I'm running 3 copies of Mirror Force. Mirror Force is a really good card. I do end up siding this out against Burning Abyss and Shadows. However, against Telenites, Cliff Forts, and Necros, which are like the main decks right now, it's a really good card, and it punishes bad players. Just having the ability to nuke their field is just good, and it also leaves them vulnerable. Then you can start putting in poke damage with your Yosenju monsters, which is nice. Next up, I'm running 3 copies of Break for Skill. I'm choosing this over Fiendish Chain just because I like it the way I playtesting now. Break for Skill just feels a bit better this format because you do actually run lots and lots and lots of back row in this deck. So having Fiendish Chains can actually clog at points, especially with continuous spells like 5 Mission Tenki. There have been scenarios when I've been running Fiendish Chain and I haven't been able to activate a spell card because I just used up all 5 of my spell and trap card zones, which is a bummer. But so to combat that, I'm running 3 copies of Break for Skill, and you can use it twice as well, so 3 Break for Skill. That is it for the 3 ofs. On to the 2 ofs, I'm running 2 copies of Dimensional Prison for Burning Abyss and Shadows, and it's just a good form of spot removal, so 2 DP. And I'm also running 2 copies of Mind Crush. Mind Crush is especially good this format because every deck in the format searches, so you have the ability to just say no to what they've just searched essentially. So Mind Crush is really good in this deck. I might actually consider bumping this card up to 3. So 2 Mind Crush, and then that is it for the 2 ofs. On the traps. Next for the 1-ofs, I'm running 1 copy of Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 copy of Compulse, 1 TT, 1 Warning, the original staples, 1 copy of Anti's Emptiness, because now you used to run this at 3, but then it went down to 1 because of the ban list, and then 1 copy of Macrocosmos. This is actually a really good card. It can disrupt your opponent's plays quite a bit. So yeah, that is it for the main deck. 40 cards. Onto the extra deck. I'm running Castel. And there aren't actually any Yosenju archetype specific XYZ boss monsters, which is a bummer. They have dieback, which is a pendulum, but I'm not a big fan of the pendulum variant of this deck. So 1 Castel, 1 101. Yeah. Samurai, I'm testing this card. It's actually been working out pretty well for me, so Samurai's nice. Draco, Black Ship, Tiger King, Ragnar Zero, Cowboy, Dweller, Phantasmal Dragon. Now, please forgive me here, but this should be an X tonight. I just don't own one right now. So, Exiton, Lightning Chidori ×2, Rhapsody in Berserk, and that new XYZ monster, number 86, that got released in World Superstars. So, yeah, let's put those aside. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It's been a relatively short deck profile. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Zane from Team Judgment, signing out. Bye.